Jake Andrews and Christian Kirk and Braxton Barris get a little healthier, how much of a boost can those guys give you?
It's good to get our guys back. Getting Christian back, Barrios, Jake. It's good to see them back out at practice today. We'll continue to see how the week goes for them, but it's encouraging to see them out there today working. Hopefully they can help us on Sunday.
What have you seen from the Jaguars so far this season and how they're playing?
Yeah, from the Jags, I see really an explosive offense. You got playmakers, starting with the running back. To me, ETN is a really good player. Tough tackle, right? So we got to do a great job of tackling again this week. Another great back. And the receivers, I think Brian Thomas, one of the best young receivers in the league. Really like his skill set, really explosive player, plays really great hands, can attack you in the deep part of the field as well. And they got Travis Hunter, throw him in the mix, another playmaker. They try to feed the ball to a little bit more watching the Cincinnati game. And then Trevor's done a really good job. I think Liam has done a really nice job working with Trevor. You can see some improvements from him. Like, if the first guy's open, he's ripping it in there, and he rips it. He's playing decisive, playing on time, and is still having that athletic ability to move out of the pocket, extend plays is really what makes him lethal. So they've done a really nice job. Offensive line, have to definitely give them credit. They're doing a really nice job of protecting. They only have given up one sack this year, so really nice job protecting the quarterback and protecting the football. And defensively, a lot of different looks. They mix it up a lot. We're going to be challenged with what they do, especially on passing situations, second and third down. They mix up a lot of looks, a lot of guys at the line of scrimmage, dropping in and out of coverage looks, pressure looks. So we have our hands full there when it comes to picking those things up and being decisive where they are. But they do a really nice job of attacking the football, playing fast and physical. Really like the way the defense is playing.
How do you prepare for a player like Travis Hunter, one who plays both ways like that?
Yeah, for Travis, we play like we have to do us better. So it's not us just singling out one player. He's definitely a part of what they do, and they will try to feature him, but we don't overextend ourselves to try to chase ghosts or anything. He aligns all over the place. He'll be in every position. They're going to find ways to get him the ball. We just have to play sound in what we do defensively, and we have to make the plays we're supposed to make. Then when they do put him on the defensive side at the corner position, you see he made a really nice play there on the sideline, breaking up a pass. You talk about a talented player. I mean, you see why he's drafted where he's drafted, the impact he's had at both places he was at Jackson State and also at Colorado. You see the impact that the kid has made. Outstanding young man, outstanding player. And it's really cool to see a guy be able to play on both sides of the football in National Football League, where a lot of people say it can't be done. But it's impressive.
Can you talk about how do you address some of the little things you needed to clean up? You talked about like tackling and things like that and penalties, while you're also putting in a game plan in a short week. How do you accomplish all that?
Yeah, for sure. It starts with for me, it's all about just being precise on what you're doing, right? It's knowing what to do, knowing how to do it. And at the end of the day, it's really how bad do you want to get it done? Our guys understand that. They understand how we miss. The missed tackles, it comes from we weren't wrapping up. Like, you want to play a physical brand of football, but you're not just going to knock everybody back with a shoulder tackle. Or you have to secure the tackle, get the guy down, especially you're the first man in. So we just have to do a better job of the first guy being there. Just make sure you secure the guy. And we do that. Everybody rallies to the football, and then we'll tackle better.
How have your players received maybe some of the very pointed, this has to be better message from you? You were very direct with us when you talked with us on Tuesday. How have they received that message? And is there any concern for you that you've tried to get this through, whether it's blocking up front or whatever, you tried to deliver that message and maybe you haven't seen the progress that you would like?
Our guys are eager to get going, and that's what I felt from our team meeting as we went through the game. Flushed it, got it out. Guys are eager to get going. And the one thing about our guys, they understand like where we are. They understand how small of a margin it is to win in this league, right? And I continue to tell our guys, like, it's not that we are so far off or we're so far removed. It's just about, like, can we buckle down and make those couple plays we need to make to end the game, right? And that won't change every week. It'll be the same. So our guys understand what to do, understand the urgency at which we have to operate to get that done. And for us, honestly, we just have to go finish. We've been in games, we've been close, we got to go finish. We got to finish drives, we got to finish in the red zone, we have to finish on third down, we just have to finish the football game.
You expect teams to continue to approach your offense the same way with the amount of pressure that Tampa sent, the constant blitzing? Do you expect teams to just continue to do that until there's a proof that you guys can handle it a little bit better?
I would assume that guys will continue to copycat and do different pressures. And I would say this, the pressure thing, it's all 11, right? It's not – we had a miscue here or there, whether it's the back or it's getting the ball out quicker to our hot answer. So it's all 11 guys when it comes to the pressure. It's not just it's easy for everybody who just watches it and say, oh, it's the O-line. It's all 11 guys working together, operating how we have to operate with a sense of urgency. Of course, that's what everybody does in the league. They see something that was successful, you'll see it again. So you just go back, you correct it. Right, we correct it on the sideline. You correct it again to make sure, hey, we're going to see this again in some form or fashion. Maybe a different look, maybe a different way they bring pressure, but we're going to continue to see those things, of course, until we show that we have answers for it. So we're ready for that. We know we're going to see it. We're ready to roll.
So in 2023, you guys are the top two in one-possession ball games. I think you guys are record like 14-10, which is kind of balance of living in that space, like the pros and cons of living in that space where a lot of the games come down to like the last play after you guys are not keeping the team out of the end zone, or you guys are going after the game-winning drive. What's kind of balance the pros and cons of that? Because sometimes it does kind of move you guys win more convincingly, because that means you guys execute throughout the day. So what's just kind of pros and cons of always living in that particular space?
Yeah, every game you're in, you really would like to win in a convincing fashion. As I tell guys, it's not. It's the big schools versus the small. It's NFL football. So every week you're playing against competitive opponents. It's not just, oh, this is a W just because this team is on the schedule. Every week you got to bring your best every single week. So whether it's a close game, whether it's not close, you just got to find a way to finish with the win. And that's what our guys are focused on. It's not focused on how many times we've been in one possession games. Guys, players, you don't think that way. You just think about going out, whatever is in front of you, you attack it, you execute the right way, and you focus on winning that particular down. And however the game shapes out, right, we know they're going to be tight. We know it always comes down to the fourth quarter, right, and that's why they have the red zone channel.
Obviously, a lot of our questions offensively are pretty similar to last year. Do you feel like it's an extension of last season offensively? Do you feel like it's different? Like, where do you fall in that?
Yeah, I do not. I think we're much better. I think our O-line has done a really good job, much better than everybody kind of gives them credit for. We've done a really good job picking up stunts, things like that. And a guy here, guy there gets beat. That's football. That's going to happen. So is it the same issues that we had? No. It's completely new. Our guys doing a really good job of executing. We just got to finish the game, right? If we finish the game the right way, I don't think anybody's asking the same questions. It's just that's natural. That comes with it when you lose, and I'm ready to handle all of that. That happens in this league, and you just got to win games, and the story changes, right? So until we win games, I know we'll get those same questions, and we should get them, right? Because we got to do a better job of playing and finishing games, and until we do that, then I understand the questions that we'll receive.
Do you consider yourself, and I don't know what you do with C.J. or not, like, it may just be completely out of bounds question, like a de facto quarterback's coach, do you meet with him and say, like, hey, this is what the defense – and I asked this in part because Tom Brady broke down recently what he and Bill went through as he was a real-time quarterback's coach to him, and no one ever really thought about that.
Yeah, for sure. Me and C.J., we meet. We met this week. We meet once a week, and it's good.
As a quarterback coach?
Coach, what is the difference in being 0-2 in 2023 and being 0-2 now? Can you lean on some of what you all went through as far as that adversity, your first year of coaching, to be able to, go into game 3?
2023 seems so long ago. I can't. Oh man. It's I think it's very similar. I mean, we're in the kind of same spot. I believe we went 0-2. We're going to face Jacksonville, I think, for the third game, if I remember correctly. Kind of the same spot we're in here. But it's just different circumstances, different team, right? Each year, to me, the team is different with its own different set of issues. And for me, every year, right, that your team has to grow, right? And you have to grow through some things, right? And that adversity, what is it building amongst your team? Like, is it building that resilience and the resolve that you need to sustain throughout the season? So, yeah, as we talk about each season, you know there are always going to be ups and downs throughout the season. That's life for us all. We all have ups and downs in life. Our life isn't determined by one bad moment, one bad decision. It's about how you rebound, how do you keep pressing forward, and how do you finish the race. And that's what our team has to do. We just have to go out and finish the race. It's a long season, right? We're not allowing 2 games to reflect or dictate who we are as a team, right? We just got to go out and play good football.
Jacksonville does have a new coaching staff and does things a lot different. What are the biggest differences you've noticed in how they utilize their offense and defense to that degree as well?
What I see from the offense is it's very similar with their run game that they had in the previous years. I see the ball is out quick, and Trevor, that we know he's known for getting the ball out quick, but you can see more of that. You see more of the screen game than they ran in the past, and then they also, with Liam, same as when he was in Tampa, he's going to try to take some vertical shots down the field, right? A couple of those a game will show up. That's probably the biggest difference there, them taking their vertical shots.
All good?
All right, thank you, guys.
size, it feels like you guys are not far away. What is the feeling for you and the guys in the locker room about close or not close, or just kind of where you guys need to?
They were really close. We're like 1 or 2 plays away from, winning tight games against good teams. And it's only 2 weeks in, so, we're still building, still growing, still, getting used to playing with one another. So, but yeah, we're very close.
Is it I'm sure it is, but I just wanted to ask you, is it difficult to not get the results as quickly as you would otherwise like it, and how do you handle that?
Of course, yeah, it's not like ideal, but what you gonna do, cry about it and, like just be a Debbie Downer? I don't know. There's time and place for that, but I think like 2 weeks in, can't lose your mind, but also can't be too relaxed. So it's a little bit of a balance.
What are some things that you want to see? I mean, obviously it's a team effort, but personally, you think about, okay, these are some things I really need to focus on. What is that for you?
I don't know, everything. Like, I can always be better. I told DeMeco the other day, like, if anything he sees or anybody sees I can be better in, let me know. I think my process has really been good lately. I see the field well, putting the ball where it's supposed to be, with the coverages and whatnot. And some things is just I didn't really get a ton of reps with some of the guys we're getting in the game at receiver. So that's a little bit of a challenge. But I think that's one of my biggest things, just being the coach on the field, and taking that step. And it takes time. It's not overnight. So that's an area I think I can grow.
After games, what's your process? Do you critique yourself, or do you talk to other people about how you did, what you did good, what you did wrong? How do you go maybe on a Monday or Tuesday this week, as it were?
Yeah, my process. I go through the film by myself, watch it with Gerard, and watch it with DeMeco, and yeah, that's my process.
And then what's the next step after that? You kind of see where you need to go from there?
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of these questions are kind of the same from last year. Does it feel like an extension from last year, or is this just very different? How do you explain it?
That's for y'all to tell. I mean, I know this is separate from how I feel or how the locker room feels. So yeah, I'm kind of getting used to that whole idea of you're the hero or the zero, and then when you're not doing well, everybody's questioning your process, your meeting time, you're this, you're that. And that's exactly what y'all's job is, and it's respect. I always try to give y'all respect and honor y'all's job. But yeah, I have my own reasoning and idea on how the season is going, and that might be different from other people. So yeah, I don't really have a ill will or a idea on each side. It's all separate to me. I don't try to, whatever we're doing in the locker room or on the field doesn't trickle to y'all. Whatever people are questioning or the media fans, what they're saying is different from what's coming in the locker room. So
I guess the question is the lack of success that you have offensively. You're frustrated. DeMeco says you got to be better. You know that you got to be better. Is it some of the same stuff as last year or not?
No.
Okay.
C.J. is a quarterback who took a lot of hits last season, took a lot of sacks last season. How are you able to flush out everything that happened and not think about that maybe within the first 2 games here when there's some type of pressure around you, when people are at your feet and things like that?
Yeah, it's not easy, taking hits and yeah, you try to sit in there and have confidence in, up front, and that's what I try to do. And I think I'm a really good pocket passer, so I try to just sit in there, stand strong, and make plays. And thought I've done a good job of, extending plays last couple years. But yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and yeah, it's not easy just to sit in there all the time. Yeah, there's our big guys hitting you, so it's not always easy.
From a personnel standpoint, you get Christian Kirk, Braxton Berrios, and your center, Jake Henry's back today. Give you guys a boost?
Yeah, definitely. Some of the guys that I practice with a lot in camp definitely will help, in these upcoming games and getting that rapport down with him.
What does Christian bring? What do you like about his game?
He's very smart, very savvy, fast, runs great routes, great hands, a leader, somebody who loves ball, so all those things.
C.J., last year you got an opportunity when you had a chance to watch Travis Hunter play some in Colorado. Now, what have you seen on tape, out of the first 2 games getting ready to go up against him this season?
Yeah, they got a lot of trust in him. They're putting him a lot of one-on-one. He's in on third down a bunch, corner. Can line up in the slot as well. Yeah, he does a good job. He's good with his technique, his leverage. One thing I remember about him is he's a ball hawk. He plays the ball well, so he's a good player.
What are some of the pros and cons of living in? You guys have kind of been in a lot of close games since your rookie year. What's kind of like the pros and cons of that versus sometimes some more blowout wins in the midst of that? Because you guys do have the talent to win more convincingly. So what's just kind of pros and cons within that?
How many blowout wins do you see a week? Maybe 1, 2.
A lot of games come down to the final few plays. There are some games where teams kind of win convincingly, so just kind of.
Yeah, and that's very lucky. And we've had those games. Like we played New England last year, had a really good game against them. Played the Chargers. Same thing. My rookie year, we had a couple blowout wins. So you know what I'm saying? If you can blow everybody out, that's the NFL. It's the best players in the world for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So. I don't know. I just want to. I don't care how it looks, where it's at. You just want to win. So yeah.
Hey CJ, last year you talked a little bit about being able to wanting to use your legs a little bit more, although you are definitely a pocket passer. You've done that this year. Are you feeling stronger? How is that? How do you feel when you're kind of scrambling now?
I feel great. Yeah, I feel good, and I feel fast, elusive, and strong, and yeah, I think even my receivers are out there blocking for me, and I also try to keep my eyes down the field too. So. Try to just have a little bit of a balance, but I like doing it.
We got time for a few more, y'all. Sorry.
CJ, your rookie year, you all started out 0-2, and now you're in that same position right now. You're going in year 3. How are you able to use some of what you went through in 2023 to build off of that to, as you go through this adversity, even though it's only been 2 games?
I like it. I don't like it, but I'm saying I like that I've had a history with this. One thing that I've learned is like when you lose or when you're not doing the best is when the people who really support you and who don't come to fruition and are they voice their opinions and good or bad. So for me, it's really good to look myself in the mirror or look around who's around me, see who's really for me, who's not. And I think for this team, the same thing. So I'm actually in those times grateful because I know what type of team we are. We're very close. If we don't make a couple mistakes in the fourth quarter in the Rams game and this past game, everybody's smiling and saying how great we are. So, I don't have faith in man. I have hope in man. But my faith is in God, and I know He has me in this position for this team, for this coach, for everything for a reason. So I'm happy and I'm hopeful and faithful to the process. And it's not overnight, so I'm just staying true to it.
CJ, earlier you were talking about how your idea of how this season is going so far is different to what our idea may be, that what we think is different, what you guys inside the locker room think. What is your idea of how this season is going so far?
I'll probably keep that to myself. I don't really want to, my business and, yeah.
CJ, what do you think about the job Jalen Noel has done? Just to step out there and be willing to make plays. Obviously, the return when the game's on the line is huge. The confidence he brings and the willingness to go out there and do his thing this early in his career.
I thought he's done a good job, especially, this past game with special teams and not always getting the ball and the offensive side. He's done a good job of having a good attitude and, getting the plays that, that he gets and doing as best he can. And, him and Hig, they're still learning, still got some things that we're figuring out together just as a whole. So I think, definitely right then again, see Kirk will help those guys, as he's in the room and, on game day they can see him and how he works and the type of route distribution he has. And not to say they're not doing their job, but just, like that veteran feeling that he'll bring to the room. But Jay is doing a great job and Hig is as well. So they're still growing and learning and they'll be great players.
How are you?
You had high praise for Travis Hunter and seeing the stuff he was able to do when it comes to the rest of the defense from what you've seen for Jacksonville. What challenges and things you've seen that really impresses you about what they do?
Yeah, they're playing good ball, man. They played really solid against Carolina, played really good against Cincinnati. They got a very, very good back end. I got one of my old teammates, E. Murray. Josh Allen is a great edge threat. So is 44. 2 good backers. They have every team is good in the NFL, but they have a really good defense. They've been playing together for a while, so it's going to be a challenge. And every game in the NFL is always hard. So we got to prepare and, you know, get our bodies right and our minds right for trying to go up there and get a win.
You, since your rookie year, you've been one of the better quarterbacks in the league when the motion is incorporated into your dropbacks. From your perspective, how does motion help you be able to be one of the more explosive quarterbacks when you're throwing with motion involved in the play?
I don't know. I actually kind of like, I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest. Like, I'd rather, like, see the defense, see what they're doing. Motion isn't really for me. It could be, but sometimes it's for, you know, like making them communicate a little more. So it could create a seated out and confusion because defenses have a bunch of checks. But, yeah, I really don't mind.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
And C.J. and C. Kirk are both in there if y'all need them.
Okay.